The all is in the now. I love that first song. This is the day the Lord hath made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. And just think if we woke up and those were our first words. It was like, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for life. Thank you, God, for the day. Thank you for my blessings, all my opportunities. Thank you, God, for all my challenges. They're blessings. They're blessings. So the all is in the now. So the all is in the now is to begin to change our vision, and we want to move to a vision or a consciousness of oneness rather than a vision or a consciousness of separation. And that's what we're all trying to do, is we're trying to say make our way back home into that oneness consciousness. So to begin to daily give ourselves an opportunity, daily support ourselves in going on this journey awake. The all is in the now, oneness consciousness. So the all and in the now, so today we'll use a definition of all, God. And the now is the present time, this moment. The all is in the now. God is in this present moment. God is in this present moment. God is with us always. God is always expressing. And the thing that we can begin to look at ourselves and to understand is that every day we choose how, what, where, when, or even if we want to experience God in our life. Sometimes it's not so convenient to experience God in our life, is it? Don't look at me today. But oneness consciousness gives us that awareness that we are alive, that we are one, that we are affected, that we are affecting all of life. And that gives us greater choice. With that understanding, we get greater choice. I think it's really neat, like we teach our children, the light of God surrounds me, the love of God enfolds me, the power of God protects me, the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. See, wherever I am. So to have our children start off when they're 2 years old or less, to begin to understand wherever I am, God is. God's within me. God's within all things. God is expressing always. God is expressing in all ways. And this is what we're having trouble with. We don't have to wait on God. See, we don't have to wait for God. We don't have to go to a special place to see God, to feel God, to know God. See, oneness consciousness opens that door that God's within me. Wherever I am, God is. Oneness consciousness is that God's within Juanita, God's within Sunday, Peter, God's within David, God's within us all. That oneness consciousness. Gosh, this just came to me. We did not do the law one today.
No.
We need somebody to come in and help us on Thursday. How's that? The law one. We are one. We are one. We're one with God. The master saints, prophets, we're one with the Christ. We're one with all that is. When one is helped, all are helped. When one are harmed, all are harmed. We are one. See, we are one. And we look around and we see each other. Yeah, we're one. We're one with Mother Earth. We're one with nature. We're one with the animals, the minerals. We are one. When one is helped, all are helped. When we help the earth, when we help nature, we're helping ourselves also. We're helping that oneness consciousness. And so, oneness consciousness asks us to expand our vision. We first begin by expanding our heart to be all-inclusive, but then we begin to expand our vision. Oh, I can see how that would support us all. Oneness consciousness. So, the all is in the now. We don't have to wait on God. We don't have to wait for God. We don't have to go anywhere to find God. God's within us. God's within us all. God's within all things, always. just beginning to open that door. I'm going to open up that door to oneness consciousness. You know, we think linearly and we think non-linearly. And so like when we think linearly, we're really pretty much thinking with our ego, and in a separation consciousness, we're separating from God. When we think linearly, we're looking at something from one point of view. Does anyone know anyone here who thinks linearly? Linearly? Yes. We're all beginning to think non-linearly. We're all beginning to understand there's more than one way to see things, to do things, to know things. Linear, non-linear. When we're in separation, and maybe in our ego, so linear thoughts. Time is finite. Time is finite. Beginning and end. Or oneness consciousness. Eternity is infinite. Time is linear. Eternity is non-linear. Time is a straight line. Eternity is spherical. Just beginning to open up the doors to look at life from a different perspective. Opens up our life, opens up the world, opens up the life on this planet. We all chose to be here. We all chose to be here and we put on this mantle of love. We are the sons and daughters of God. And we haven't really been honest with ourselves. Because sometimes it was easier to think linearly than to think spherically. Sometimes it's easier to remain in the box than to get out of the box. Linear time belongs to the ego. Linear time separates us from God. This is from spirit. Past and future are tools of the ego to render us finite. Past and future are tools of the ego to render us finite. And aren't we the unlimited sons and daughters of God? But if we live to this linear timeline, okay, this is here, and I've got to do this and this and this, and now when can I expect the payoff? Linearly, we can't expect it now, can we? Because we haven't moved far enough along that timeline. Well, when we start working in oneness consciousness with God, in the blink of an eye, in the blink of an eye, all things are possible with God. We got to get in that God game. See, what game do you want to play? What team do you want to be on? You can be on the human team, or you can be on the divine team. And so we're making choices every day. Two words that I think are fun to look at are proximity and perspective. See, these are words that could be experiences. Okay, proximity is defined as nearness in space, time, or relationship. So we're in the same proximity right now, aren't we? We're in the space-time sequence here, so we're all approximately in the same place. Or perspective. The way you see something, your point of view. Okay? Proximity is where you actually are. Perspective is where you think you are. I thought that was an interesting concept. Proximity is where you are. Perspective is where you think you are. I'm old. So, a long time ago, this used to be a joke in like unity churches, because they were really big on positive affirmations and thought, positive thought and all this good stuff. And so there was this little joke going around about this unity minister, and he's sitting in hell, and his affirmation is, I am not hot, I am not here. I am not hot, I am not here. Affirmations only get you so far. So he was approximately in a place that did not match his perspective of him being a spiritual, dynamic, unlimited being. Have any ever felt that? I'm not here. What's going on, God? We didn't take the time to ask God before we took that road. And now we got a little bit too far down. God, how did this happen? Or what's going on? Well, everything is a gift in life, and if we begin to just breathe and slow down and then look around and get into a oneness consciousness, not separate consciousness, oneness consciousness with that God consciousness, everything is good, everything works together for good, and then say, well, why am I here? So to begin to go, I am not high, I'm not here, let's just quit that for a moment. Let's go within and ask, what thoughts, beliefs, or patterns am I holding that got me here? You see? And that's action. Let's take action. One time in the aquarium, where Jesus is coming through a town, and they had a big storm and disaster, and everybody's a fisherman and everything, and there's just bodies in the water and on the shore. And so he's going, let's go down and help them. Let's go help everybody. And so they go down there and they start rescuing people, and they had these little altars on the beach and everything. And there were people going out and just praying to the altars. God, save these people. God, save these people. He goes, hey, there's nothing in that box. It's empty. God's within you. Why don't you be the hands and foot, the voice, the presence of God? You see? And so then everybody's running out and then start getting people out, giving them CPR, giving them some love. It's one of those perspective things. God's everywhere. But we are the sons and daughters of God. And it's our birthright. It's our birthright to begin to act as the sons and daughters of God if we choose. If we choose. See, this is the day the Lord hath made. A lot of us, we think that we make the day. In a little sense, we do make the day. When we start partnering with God, we start expanding not only our ability to give and create and manifest, but we're bringing in God, that God energy that far supersedes any human concept or attribute that we could even imagine. So to begin to partner with God, allowing the good to be revealed to me. Allowing the good each day to be revealed to me. Because with my worldly eyes, I'm missing it. God, I know something's good happening here, I just can't see it. And I know we've all said that. Show me. And there, that still small voice says, take that sliver out of your eye. You can probably see it. You see? Take off those shades. Take off those shades and your future will be brighter than you could even imagine. Because you're going to be the light. You're going to be the light and you're not going to be blinded by the light. Interesting concept. To be the light. I am the light of the world. These things I do, you shall do in greater. So our opportunity to be the light, to be the light allows us to reflect that which another is. To reflect that which another is, and that's a powerful gift. We say the world's our mirror and people are reflecting back to us who we are. Great. But they're really instruments. They're really instruments of transformation for us. So to begin to look at the people in our world as instruments of transformation for us, that love us and support us that we may miss with our worldly eyes. Because our ego might be damaged, hurt, or out of control. So to begin to look at those mirrors that are reflecting back to us who we are, and say thank you. And begin to say thank you from our heart. Because they probably don't want to hear the words. But to say thank you from our heart. So once we begin to step into this world of oneness consciousness, to step in the world of becoming our spiritual beingness, as we take that step in becoming Christ conscious, functioning at that level of awareness, the world opens up to us. But it takes courage. It takes courage to follow our hearts. It takes courage to not only be a free thinker, but then to act on those thoughts that we're getting from our heart. The words that we hear in our mind are our words. We're hearing them. The words from our heart are our words, are our guidance, are our truth. And every day, we have that choice, we have that opportunity, we have the blessing to just close our eyes. I'm going within. I'm going to check in with God. I'm going to ask. I'm going to receive. And I'm going to be. It takes courage to be yourself. It takes courage to be your unique I am presence. On Tuesday nights, we're doing an angel series. And last Tuesday night, we did guardian angels. It was just a great class, Cindy. Thank you. Then we did a great meditation too. But the main focus or perspective to look at, like, our guardian angels are with us when we're planning our life to come down here. And then our guardian angels are with us our whole life to support us in the plan that we created, co-created, but forgot. We drank the Kool-Aid. So to just know that our soul, we're spiritual beings, our soul, with our guardian angel, when we say we came for our soul journey, we came for our soul journey. And to take that word or concept from here into here, wow, night and day. When we begin to look at, truly look at, I am here for my soul, I'm here on a soul journey, we're going to just high five and thank all those mirror beings that are reflecting those qualities or aspects that we're holding dear to that may not be that healthy for our soul. The all God is in the now. We can be the light for our brothers and sisters. This is what's cool about the law of one. We are one. No one's better than anyone else. Isn't that something? How can we have order if we don't have people better than us? You see? How can it be less than? Excuse me, you can't be less than anymore. We're all equal. But I want to be less than. No, you can't. Come on up here. We argue with our angels all the time. And we can all walk around and be angels. Just being who we are, being that light, that love I am, giving that. That's my gift to the world. And if we just do that every day, our life will take care of itself, and life will take care of itself. Because we're going to raise our vibration into that vibration of love, unconditional. And so we lift into that heavenly state of awareness, of consciousness. See? We lift. We lift. No one's going to come down and pick you up and save you. We lift. We lift. Every day we have a blessing. So we don't have to do it all in one day, do we? No, there's a collective no. We've got eternity. The continuum of life. So as we begin to accept life as an opportunity, begin to accept that we are children of God, that we are spiritual beings, that we come here to grow and evolve to become Christed beings, conscious of our divinity. When we begin to accept things as they are, we realize that everything that happens is divine perfection, and that life is always a blessing. But we have to see with that single eye, that oneness consciousness. And then we can see the blessing every day. The all is in the now. Here's an affirmation. Okay? I'll say it first and then you repeat it after me. I say yes. No. Cancel. Edit that. I say an unconditional yes to life. I say an unconditional yes to life. See, no conditions. God has our back. See, no conditions. I say an unconditional yes to life. And it takes letting go, which Cindy went over last week very profoundly. So letting go, unconditionally, loving, and allowing love to flow through us. Every day, wherever we're at. Let's go within. And as we close our eyes once again and go within, and just breathe and ask to feel God's love filling you once again. I ask to feel your love, Father. I ask to feel your love. And as you breathe, just feel your heart begin to grow big and bright and radiant. And it just floods through your body and transforms your body into a body of light. And then it begins to expand beyond the body and it transforms you into a sphere of light. A beautiful golden sphere of light I am. And as you have your consciousness within this golden sphere of light, just breathe and feel how loved you are, how supported you are. And if there is a situation in your life, a person, place, or thing, that's challenging your ability to be loving, call that forth now. And as you call it forth, you're going to be able to see that person, place, thing, or situation in oneness consciousness. Ask to see it with the eyes of God. Ask to see the good in it. Ask to see the lesson or the blessing. And just breathe. Breathe and allow the energy to flow through you. Allow God's love to flow through that situation. Just breathe. Letting go. Allowing the flow of love to move. Allowing the flow of love to transform. you see you need to let go of something, if you choose, I now let go. And just breathe and know that that situation has been infused with God's love. Know that you've been given a higher way of seeing or understanding a lesson. That you are now free to move on in your life. And you're becoming the Christ. And so just send love unconditional. And feel your energy getting lighter and freer. And just be aware of how you feel now. Feel your aliveness and feel your peace. Be still and know, I am. I am with you always. So just breathe and feel your heart center. Feel your consciousness back in your physical body, back in your chair. Back on planet Earth at this moment in time. Glad to be alive. This is the day that the Lord hath made. I shall rejoice and bless in it. Breathe and feel and know how loved you are. And know the love you are. Gently wiggle your toes and fingers. Gently open your eyes. The all is in the now. You are in your right and perfect place. If you need guidance, understanding, ask God, the Father within, and you shall receive. Hey God.
Hey God.